Hello, my name is Katie Fenton, and I will be making my speech on repatriation of all illegal immigrants. The Department of Homeland Security has spent over $85 million on illegal Mexican immigrants over the last 8 years in the effort to dismiss dangerous border crossing. This statistic alone has raised a lot of concerns not only to the migrants themselves, but to the people around them. This program is not only somewhat a waste of valuable resources and money, but it also creates problems and issues that don't need to be there in the first place. The first question that raises concern is where all this money comes from. Are our taxes paying for this program and all the necessities that come with it? Another question that's raised here is about border control. Why is our government spending all this money when we should be increasing security on border patrol? Isn't that the right way to go in the first place? Is money really the answer here? Or is it the only answer? Repatriation isn't the way to stop illegal immigration. However, the federal government needs to enforce the regulations that are currently in place to stop illegal immigration. We live in a country that the whole world dreams of living in. We have created this term called the American dream that almost everyone aspires to be a part of. Everyone, I believe, has their own type of American dream, whether it's having the job of your life, becoming a U.S. citizen, or making your own family and creating your own life for yourself. The American dream is what you want it to be. It's what you create it to be. For these illegal immigrants, their American dream can be a variety of things or just one thing. Americans also work very hard to achieve that American dream. A lot of people in this country work hard for where they have gotten. They can also be extremely proud of the accomplishments they have achieved. For myself, I am proud of where I am in school and I'm accomplishing to get my bachelor's degree. So to repatriate immigrants and give them sort of a free pass, as you would call it, to come and go as they please, without being a proper citizen of the United States, how is that fair, to the people that are proper citizens? How is that fair to people that are already proper United States citizens that haven't gotten to where they are illegally? Is this $85 million coming from my paycheck I worked hard for? Fortunately for me and my family, we have never had to experience something like this, or something as serious and extensive as this. But a lot of other people have. Since the year 2004, the government repatriated 102,201 immigrants into Mexico, with 23,384 migrants last year being the highest number of people of any year recorded. By this statistic, we would like to think this is a good thing. But the more the number goes up, the more money we spend on this risky and unstable program. This is important not only to me, but to everyone as well, to everyone around me. To think many Americans didn't know about this program in the first place, me being included, you would think this wasn't something to be concerned about. We would be concerned about hunger, poverty, and other things. Whereas spending almost $100 million on this is something we should definitely be concerned about and start looking into. I will be sharing 3 points with you today on why repatriation is not the way to go in order to solve this massive problem. My first point is the government spending too much money a year on this program alone. If immigrants were responding to the program and still not illegally crossing the border, spending all this money might be worth it, but that is not the case here today. My second point slides over to the dramatic raise in death rates in the state of Arizona. Since the start of repatriating, injuries and deaths have increased due to problems that have arisen from other complications making this program. And my last point has to do with the fact Mexicans are still crossing over the border illegally. If we're paying to fly them back to Mexico, why are migrants still doing what they know is wrong? Why are they still doing the exact opposite we have created this program in order for them not to do? Now, let's get into the unnecessary yearly costs spent on this program. The government believes that transporting, for example, Mexicans over the border is making Border Patrol more stable and less out of control, as it did in the past. But why spend so much money on people that could become a citizen of the United States the legal and proper way? According to ICE officials, the government is expected to spend $9 to $11 million on the program this year, just this year. If the government has all these other things to pay off or worry about money-wise, why spend a whole lot of it on people that can become a citizen themselves? This program is to help them get to that process, not to give them citizenship when they're supposed to be doing the process themselves. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know how hard the process is in order to become a United States citizen. I was lucky enough to be born in this country and not have to go through the hardships of becoming an American citizen. But if it was something I really wanted, I would work as hard as I could and probably go through anything to get it. Most of the time, someone who wants to become an American citizen doesn't not only do it for themselves, but for the family that they have to provide for. Being an illegal alien in the United States can't be the easiest thing in the world. Not being able to have insurance, a social security card, or be able to get paid the normal way or even have life insurance has to be a hard way to live. My second point falls under the rising fatalities. Since 2004, repatriating immigrants have increased Arizona's death rate by 75%. This raises the question, is citizenship more important than safety? How has illegal border crossing come to risen death rates? According to the Department of Homeland Security, the government maintains only partial records of what happens to the people that have flown home. This is a huge red flag in and of itself. So there is no actual way to know how many Mexican migrants died attempting to return to the country. So if a family member that was staying in Mexico knew that their brother, sister, husband, wife, children were crossing into America, but the government doesn't have record of them ever making it, how do they know if they died trying to get there or not? How do they know that they made it into the country? How are they supposed to know the safety of other family members? So in reality, there could be even more deaths than the government and Border Patrol don't even know about. How is that fair to the families? So the question that arises from this point is, why are deaths rising more and more each year when this program is supposed to be keeping migrants from crossing over illegally? The point of the program is to decrease death rates, not increase them. It's because Border Patrol has lightened their staff due to the fact that the government feels they don't need as many bodies patrolling the border. But can you blame them for thinking that way? Thinking that flying these people in and out of the country will decrease deaths when in reality it's only increasing them by the year. Continuing to make this program will only increase deaths more and make it even more unsafe for families. In the year 2004, the year repatriation started, the Border Patrol's Tucson sector recorded 142 migrant deaths. Since then, the number of deaths has gone down occasionally, but rising in most years. Last year, Border Patrol counted 249 deaths again in Tucson, which recorded as a record high. Can these statistics not become a more clear sign to stop the program, at least, or reach something else? Will it take more deaths to get to the bigger picture? My last and final point raises awareness in the illegal crossing discussion. Even after this program is in full effect, immigrants still try to cross over illegally, even after we have created this program specifically for them to not go to that option. According to the Arizona Republic, within months, hundreds of migrants that have flown back to Mexico costing $500 each are caught crossing illegally again. So how is this program doing any good for any of us if migrants are doing exactly what we're trying to prevent them from doing? Doing this not only shows the whole program is a waste, but it's also a slap in the face to the government and to all of us. They spend all this money on migrants to do the exact opposite of what they want them to do. How is that fair? According to USA Today, illegal migrants from Mexico are driven to the U.S. side of the border, where certain agents watch as they walk back to Mexico. Once on the other side, many simply reconnect with smugglers and attempt to re-enter illegally. Putting all this together, we have discussed that repatriating immigrants costs more money than necessary, increasing fatalities and doesn't accomplish what it's supposed to in the first place. We have made it clear that the government spends too much money a year on this program. that death rates have increased dramatically, and that immigrants are still crossing over illegally. In conclusion, I still strongly stand by my decision of not supporting repatriation and its program. So should you. If this brought any help or more success to U.S. in gaining more citizens the legal way, it would make more sense. But the issues it has brought up and the more problems it has created shows this is something we certainly do not have or need. Thank you very much.